Hey guys, it's Britt. I'm here with my friend Carrie from the Foundations podcast.
Yes, and I am super excited that we are. First of all, you were a guest on my podcast for the last
years back and
couple
up, yeah.
years. Yep, a few different times. And we worked so well together that we're really excited to transition the Foundations podcast to the Complete Wellness podcast.
We're two friends talk about how messy life is with zero filters.
Exactly. So stick around. We have lots of exciting topics to discuss.
Yes.
Well, I say we just dive into it.
Yep.
So we're going to talk today about an issue that we've been ready to talk about for a while, but it's something that is so many people's minds,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So many.
And men and women alike. Too,
Men
right?
and
Not just
women.
women.
Yep. And there's a lot of controversy surrounding it. And
There shouldn't be, but there is. So
but there is. That's what we're going to talk about. So today's episode, we are calling The Weight of Judgment, Breaking the Stigma Around Weight, Shame, and Medication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So where the hell do we start with that? Actually, one of the places that I thought we could start was with some questions, right? So I have a blog post that I wrote that kind of shares my story. I'll talk, I'm sure, a little bit about it today in the discussion. But in that, we wanted to ask some questions to our listeners as well as my readers to find out what your opinion was on these questions, because I think that the more honest conversation we can have, the better. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's some intriguing questions in there.
There are, and it's so cool to hear other people's views on stuff, because I can totally see where everyone's coming from every angle.
Yeah.
Like there's always a valid argument.
Yes.
With any of these questions that we're about to share, but I think it's the delivery that is the issue.
Yes.
In many things, right? In most things in life, it's always the delivery.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with that. So when we're talking about weight loss, I'm just going to go through these questions. I thought you and I could talk about them to start with. And then anybody who's listening can go to totaltransformation.life. And then hopefully later today, I'll have that post up along with the podcast, and then you can go in and answer the questions there. It's totally anonymous. I'm not going to know who submits any of those answers. The only way I would know is if you choose to go to like the contact and send me a message about something specific. Then obviously I'm going to know who that comes from. But
yeah, that's super important for people to know. That
yes.
When they're responding to any of these questions that we ever have, or any of these like blog posts that Carrie has related to anything, we don't know who you are. We don't even know who you are listening. All we can see when it comes to listening, and this is a question that I had from a listener, did you see that I listened to all your podcasts the other day on my way to Albany? I was like, oh, no, I didn't, because all we see is a little pin drop for the township. We don't know who you are. We don't know who is listening.
Yeah.
That's not something that we will ever know unless you want us to know. And that's important for, I think, people to open that door to be comfortable to talk.
Yeah, the only thing that we can see is location.
Yes.
So we know where people are listening from, and we know where the biggest audiences are.
Yes.
Because that we kind of keep track of to just, we want to talk to the people that
want to listen to us.
Want to listen to us. Yeah, exactly. So the questions that we came up with surrounding weight loss were, do you believe taking weight loss medication is cheating when it comes to health and fitness?
Hard no.
Hard no.
That is a hard no for me.
Yes, it's a no for me too.
Yep. I think that working with your doctor on whatever it takes for you to get your health the way that your health needs to be is between you and your doctor, and that's your choice with your doctor's direction, of course.
But there is a culture in our society that deems it as cheating or taking the easy way out or whatever, and it's really because we've associated weight with just being attached to like hard work, instead of all of the different health complications that do come along with that. Yeah. And another thing that I read that was very interesting that I hadn't exactly thought of before is that when you're overweight or underweight or whatever weight you are, that aspect of your health is on display for everybody. So it's like any,
So much different than other stuff, right?
exactly, right? Like if
You can't tell.
Exactly. If I have diabetes or managing diabetes, nobody knows that unless I choose to share it. But everybody else can see, which means that it makes your weight right there in the forefront, and they don't care what you have to say. Like they're going to automatically make some judgments and perceive what they want to perceive.
Yes, they are.
Not that they
not that
they should. Not that they should, because there's a lot more to weight loss or how much you weigh than just hard work and what your workout routine is. That is not it.
Underlying diseases that you physically can't see, right?
Yes.
Like for me specifically, insulin-resistant PCOS. That you can't friggin' lose weight if you can't get your PCOS under control, which then causes diabetes, which then causes a whole slew of shit.
Yeah.
And it's really nobody's business, but I think it's important that people who are willing to talk about it share it so that you can, again, see the other views, right? And like you said the other day when you and I were chatting, you said it's a problem that they have within themselves, not with you. And
Yes.
it's 100% true.
Yeah.
When we talked about a few specific conversations that I had. Well, I didn't even have conversations, more attacks, but
Yeah, and actually I think you should share those if you're comfortable.
For sure, yeah.
Let's
Do you
go
wanna
through
do it right now.
Let's go through the
Start off
question.
with the heavy shit, or go right to the questions.
Well,
We'll save the heavy shit for a few minutes.
You know what though? I think let's break from the question for a second and tell me what happened yesterday, because
Yesterday specifically?
I'm
So-
getting to your house to record this podcast and you're still
I'm kind of
feeling
pissed about it.
well, and you're upset and you're hurt, as you should be, right?
And the thing is like, it's happened continually. So the people who are listening know, I have been on a shot called Zepbound since last October. Everybody that's listened to anything that we've done so far, at least through, knows that I broke my leg last year. When I broke my leg, I pounded a ton of weight on, which is normal, but I was keeping track of what I was eating, and I shouldn't have put that much weight on, in short. And so I worked with my doctor, come to find out, we knew I had PCOS prior to that. Come to find out my PCOS is insulin resistant, whole slew of other shit going on. He's like, well, you obviously can't do anything to lose weight right now, so we can try this shot. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? Let's do it. I did some research on it. I talked to you about it a lot, saying how I felt like I was cheating, and I can physically work out and stuff like that eventually, but I was pushing 200 pounds, man. Like, 4'11".
And I was going to say, and you're 4'11".
Like, that is not good. That is so bad. That is so bad for every part of my body.
And you had broke your
healing of my
ankle.
leg. Like, yeah, exactly. So I have a dislocated and broken, completely shattered leg. Like, I can't work out, number one. Number two, when I am able to walk on it again, that's a lot of friggin' weight to have on a broken, like, you can put 10 pounds of weight on it this week, 15 pounds next week, and that's how I had to graduate up. Like, 200 pounds, that's not reasonable, you know? So my doctor and I worked together. I got in the shot. I'm right, as of last week, I'm at about 120, and I'm fighting to not lose any more weight. And I tried getting off the shot because I don't want to continue to lose weight, but then my period stopped, and my PCOS went crazy. Like, it's just a reality. I'm on the lowest dose, but I'm going to have to stay on it or get a full hysterectomy.
Yeah.
I'm fucking not even 40. I don't want to get a hysterectomy. I'll stay in the shot at the lowest dose, and we'll manage it so I stop losing weight. So with that being said, people are dicks. Like, I want to sit here and say, like, it's not a big deal and who cares what other people think. But you know what? Not one motherfucker said anything, excuse my language. I'm going to say that word, and I mean it. Not one person said, wow, Brittany, you're 200 pounds. You're way overweight for your size. You're really unhealthy. You probably are going to die of a heart attack. You need to lose some weight. Nobody had the balls to say that. But the minute I lose weight, for example, like you just said yesterday, I'm walking through Price Chopper, and I love the woman. She would never say anything intentionally to hurt my feelings. I mean, she's literally like a saint. She's a wonderful human. I've never heard her say an ill thing about anyone. But unknowingly, because the way society talks about this type of stuff, right? We don't always know what our words do to people, whether they're intended or not. I'm walking down through, and I hear a yell across the grocery store, hey, Brittany Kelso, something along the lines of, you've lost too much weight. You're too damn skinny. Like,
And you need to eat something.
You need to eat something. Like, yeah, so along those lines. Like, what do you... I was like, I didn't really know what to say because, again, she is a wonderful human. I mean, phenomenal woman. And would never, and she'll, if she hears this, she will feel terrible. Please don't feel terrible. You're a fucking saint. But we need to pay attention to the words that we say and how they would affect people. And I am pissed about it. And not pissed at her, but pissed at society for, like, making it okay. Like, can you imagine if somebody yelled across the grocery store, hey, Brittany, you're 200 pounds, put the cheeseburger down. Like, come on, you would not do that. People wouldn't do that. So why is it okay to do the opposite? Yeah. You know, it's not. It's not okay.
Yeah.
You know? And my health was way more at risk. If you look at all the risks that I take taking this shot, if you read that whole pamphlet, every single one of those risks, because you know how I am with research, like I've looked into it. Every single one of those risks were significantly worse for me at 200 pounds and 4'11". I had a higher risk for stroke, which, with these shots, there is a risk of stroke. I mean, let's be realistic. There's a risk of stroke with Tylenol, for God's sakes.
There also is with birth control.
And birth control and everything else, you know? And there's a lot of them. But that was just one example that pushed me over the edge yesterday. And I think it pushed me over the edge because there are other people who have said things, but a lot of them are dicks, realistically, like opinionated people who are just, quite frankly, jealous because they've tried the shot and it got denied by their insurance, or they had gastric bypass and now they've gained all the weight back, and I've been on mine consistently for medical reasons, so my insurance isn't going to cancel it. It's just the reality. It's not. And it's there for a reason. But she is not like that. She's not a dick. So I think the reason why it bugged me so much with her is because, again, society has made it so regular.
Yeah. And you never would have.
Normal, and I'd never expect it from her.
Yep.
Never. And I still know she did not mean anything ill by it at all. And like I said, I'm not pissed at her. I'm pissed at the freaking world. Why does everybody think it's okay? It's not.
So now tell me, well, there was another one that happened this past weekend. Right?
Yeah, we were at a bar with a bunch of friends, and somebody said, all right, what's your secret, you know, in short? And I said, what do you mean secret about what? At first I thought she was talking about my drink, because I was telling the people how to make a Bloody Mary, but they didn't have what they needed. Anyways, in short, I said, what trick? And she's like, well, you've lost so much weight. Like, you're too skinny. And I was like, well, that's my opinion, you know, and I didn't really talk to her much. I just kind of let her go off because she had been drinking all day, I could tell. And she's like, you've lost so much weight. What medicine are you on? All that stuff. And I was just like, I'm on medication that fixed a health issue, which in turn I have lost weight. Like, yes, this medication can be used for people to only lose weight. And even if that is the only reason I'm using it, it's none of your fucking business. But with that being said, like, that's not originally why I got put on it. You know what I mean? It is, but because of other health reasons. And whatever. But she, come to find out, I was a little upset about that one because I was like in awe. And then another person who was actually at the bar deemed it necessary to come up to me about an hour or two later, like a significant amount of time later, and apologize on behalf of the other person because she felt it was that inappropriate. And I was like, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. But, it is. It is kind of a big deal. You know what I mean? And come to find out, this person who was pissy has had gastric bypass and was on a shot, but was denied it now for their health insurance because they don't maintain things. Like, that's not my problem. It sounds like a you problem that you're projecting onto me and trying to make me feel like shit, and I'm not going to have it.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Exactly like we talked about earlier.
Exactly.
It is about them and not about you. I think that there's a lot about that, right? Like, I think a lot of people will say judgments that come to their mind, but a lot of it has to do with the way that they feel about themselves, not necessarily how they feel about you. Or jealousy that they have towards you because it's not working for them or because they can't do it.
Well, it won't work for everybody, right? Like, it's just like any medication. Like, if I don't have heart disease and I'm taking a heart disease medication, it's not going to change anything for me. It actually might make me worse, right? So if you don't have issues that this medication is supposed to correct, then it's, I'm not a doctor, but I can only assume that it wouldn't work for you. You know? And that brings me to another point. Like, if you don't mind me.
No, of course. Of course.
Like, people who say, like, it's cheating that even if I solely was 200 pounds and I could work out and I was lazy, in my opinion, and didn't want to do anything, and I just wanted to, quote unquote, take the easy way out, which, by the way, taking the shots is not easy. It's absolutely fucking horrible. You feel like shit. Your body has to regulate to it. It's not easy.
Yep.
And I have a huge phobia of needles, also a huge problem. You know, so there's a lot of underlying things that go along with that. It's not just popping a pill and moving on with your day. But anyhow, if somebody has diabetes, right, or heart disease that's just beginning, right, most diseases can be, it's been proven, corrected by exercise and diet. What you put in your body.
Yep.
It's just the reality of it. There's proof behind that. Not all, of course.
No,
But a good amount.
I wouldn't even say that there's just proof behind it. I mean, that is actually the school of thought today is that is prescribed as, I mean, it's not like myth or whatever. I mean,
like,
it is
evidence.
Absolutely proven evidence that 90, I don't know what the percentage is. I'm saying 90, significantly high percentage of the chronic health conditions that we suffer as a society can be managed through diet and exercise, and can certainly,
States compared to other places.
can certainly be managed or prevented through diet and exercise. Your lifestyle contributes to all of those things. Mm-hmm. And many people are quick to take a pill and not look at their daily habits. They're quick to take whatever their doctor prescribes because it's going to correct it or at least manage it better, right? Many people do that so quickly.
Correct it, right? It just manages it, doesn't it? I mean, a lot of medications, I feel
well, you're not treating the root cause.
You're just treating the side effects of the disease rather than treating
you're treating the symptoms and you're controlling it through medication, which are going to have other side effects on your body. If you really, really dove into your habits and your behaviors and what you put in your body every day, what you did every day, your activity level, if you monitor all those things, then you're going to avoid a lot of side effects that come with medications. I mean, just listen to the freaking commercials on TV for all of those medications. If you have this and this and this and this and this, or this and suicidal thoughts and heart, and if you can't breathe, and if you can't, suddenly you're like, oh my God, I don't want to take this, you know? Yeah. But that's the reality of what side effects could be. And there are, I don't want to say that there's always natural remedies, but you are always, always going to be healthier all the way around if you look at all of those behaviors. But people are real quick to take a pill for your blood sugar being too high, or take a pill for high cholesterol, or take a pill for whatever it is, rather than look at your diet and exercise. But suddenly with weight loss, it's exactly the opposite. Now you're criticized for taking a pill, which is literally what we've been right. conditioned to do forever. And instead, the weight itself is looked at as that it can be controlled through diet and exercise, and that you're lazy and that you're cheating if you take a pill. Mm-hmm. That is because of the way that we view obesity and being overweight as a society and the stigma that comes with it. Yeah. That is right there.
It's textbook. I mean, that's exactly the reality of the situation in our society.
The feelings that people have about it show very clearly that we feel that obesity is not looked at as a disease that has all of these different things in our body that contribute to it.
Oh, hormones, everything.
Everything. Your genetics. Yeah, like everything. And some of that can be managed with diet and exercise, just like every other disease.
Speaking of genetics, when you were saying earlier about how like your genetics can affect it and stuff like that, I had read a quote, because I've done a lot of research on all this because it's been really pissing me off the last 6 months or so. But I read a quote that a doctor had said, and this is not going to be exact, but it was something along the lines of your genetics are the loaded gun or something of that manner, or the gun and the bullet, but the way you run your life and the things you put in your body is what pulls the trigger.
Yes.
So, like, you could, I mean, it's kind of like addiction and shit, too, right? Like, you could dig into that, too. Like, yes. I know, like I've talked about on past podcasts, like, my mom's family, my mom, thank God, it never affected her, but, like, there's a lot of alcoholics. There's an addiction problem, for sure. And I knew it from a young age that was a thing, and so I never used hard drugs, right? But it was really easy for me to slide to alcohol after my husband died. You know what I mean? And that really could have ruined my life because it's in there. But the suicide and all that jazz kind of pulled the trigger a little bit, you know, and it's kind of the same with anything else because, I mean, that's a disease, realistically.
And so, if you want, I was just looking this up real quick. Okay, here we go. Social determinants of health are the non-medical factors that influence a person's health and well-being. So you also have that on top of your genetics, but social determinants of health are something that are becoming much more prevalent in the healthcare field, right? To look at
Example of what one of those
would be like the culture that you live in. Maybe like if you live in a area that is over
like fast food overridden,
or like poverty, and they don't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables.
Yep.
I went to New York City, I don't know, last year, and I walked around and I'm like, there isn't a grocery store that has like a vegetable. Like, where do people get their vegetables? Like, you know, like,
it's just different.
yeah, I don't know.
Right?
So you have to look at all of the different environmental cues and your family and
Your upbringing, everything.
Yep, you look at all of those things. And you also like, so a big social determinant of health would be how well off you are, right? Because that automatically affects your ability to attain resources. Like, how much can you afford? Fresh fruit is not always cheap, right?
Correct.
It sometimes is more. Although I would argue that you can shop, but
a bag of Doritos these days is $6.50. And I can get an entire 2 bags of apples at Aldi's for $6.50. So
very true.
I do think that has changed a little bit. But again, if you have grown up in a home where back in the day when a bag of Doritos was $1, right, and an apple was $2 or $1.50, if you grew up in a home where you were poor and that's, you know, what you got what you got, you know. But that's what you're going to grab now. That's it's habitual.
It is. It's true. It's true. But there are a lot of other factors that come into it. So you have your genetics, and then you have all of these factors in your environment around you, and your family, and the environment that you live in, everything. And also, like it's bigger than just your neighborhood. It's bigger, like, it could be the country that you live in, you know? I mean, it's like...
I have friends who have one specific friend, more acquaintance now, I suppose, but years ago, she went to Italy. She has a gluten allergy, she can't eat this, she can't eat that, she loves food, the whole shebang, right? The textbook American person who can't touch certain things, you know, who eat, know this, know that. She went to Italy, and she ate pasta every fucking day for 10 days. Every day, never felt better. She's like, I didn't have to take my medicine, and she made a big post about it on Facebook. This was years ago. So, I mean, it's true. Like, if you look at it's kind of being shown right now with the administration that we're in as far as, like, the health goes. Like, they're no dyes, no this, no that. You can't have this in your food. Yeah. And we're way behind the rest of the world when it comes to the shit that's in her food.
I guarantee that she's not walking around Italy pulling boxed pasta off.
Oh, no, it's all fresh homemade pasta.
Exactly.
That's the difference,
That's
right?
the difference.
It's the difference. And again,
it's processed versus real food. I think any way you look at diet and nutrition, I think that's what it comes down to.
Our bodies too, right? Think about that, like the supplements that we take, and it's a whole nother freaking door that I will gladly open when we talk about. I see people on my social media all the time that are like, workout, take this supplement, take this, take that, don't take this weight loss shot, it's cheating. Really? Because you quite literally just told me you take 19 supplements a morning to help you build your muscles. Is that not fucking cheating?
Yep.
Why aren't you just working harder in the gym? Like, what's the difference? No, really,
Yep.
What is the difference? You know, except for my doctor gave me this shot, and you're just deciding to take all these supplements on your own, which God only knows what it's doing to your heart. Because those are fucking nuts. Like, they're crazy. The stuff that you put in, the pre-workouts and the creatine and all of those things, which I don't know enough about it to say that they're bad for you. But, I mean...
But you're doing a lot.
Let's be realistic. You know,
Yep.
I'm taking 2.5 milligrams of a shot a week.
Yep.
Versus you putting pounds of different supplements in your body, unregulated. I'm tested by my doctor every month for kidneys and livers and all that jazz. You know what I mean? Like, what could you possibly be doing to your body? I would like to argue that fact with somebody who firmly believes that. Like, have a good debate about that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should find somebody who firmly believes different than.
I think that would be a good one.
Yeah. Firmly, and by the way, you have to be able to have a healthy debate without any disrespect because we don't play that game, but a true factual debate where you're willing to look at both sides, because I think that would be a good conversation.
I think it would be too. I also wanted to add, I was just thinking with the social determinants of health, one of the other things that you have to take into consideration, like the example you gave around for Italy, is the lifestyle that they live. Like we live a lifestyle of convenience, right? And we don't have to walk all over. Like my brother and his wife just were in Italy and they walked all over walks. Because that's what people do there. Like here, we live a life of convenience. And okay, so here's another one that I haven't mentioned to you yet, but I really want to dive into is like the effect of all of this convenience and the AI and the apps and all of that stuff. And the effect, like we've made everything so easy that now we're fucking lazy.
Absolutely.
And we don't do what we should do.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a whole nother conversation.
I
know,
totally
right?
use that shit all the time and it's made me lazy. It's still like I'll talk to it and tell it what I'm trying to say and it will actually take my words and turn it into literally
but
what
it makes
but it does make me lazy.
Right, because we don't have to work as hard to do it. So, I mean, like, back in the day, you had to go outside and push mow your lawn. Now you could probably use a fucking remote control to do it.
I'm sure. Well, they have those automated ones.
I know.
That you drive.
My boyfriend's neighbor has one.
Really?
Yeah,
they're like... with like a paddle, like a remote, the one time, and then after that, you just set it and hit start, and it mows the lawn exactly the same way. Tom would never do that. Tom hand mows this lawn. Edges it, everything. I'm not even allowed to mow the lawn.
No.
Shout out to Tom. Our lawn always looks good.
Yeah.
Best one in the neighborhood. But no, it's true. The other day, we were actually, when we were headed out to that trivia night or whatever that I was talking about at that bar, it's just at the Elks Lodge, just only 2 blocks away. But Ada and Joe had come. Our good friends came and dropped their daughter off with our kids. And I was like, you guys want to walk down? And my daughter looked at me like, you're walking? And I was like, yeah, it's 2 blocks. Like, and we were just talking about the 30-day challenge. Yeah. And we want to talk about that anyways. But with that, like, to kind of push into this, as we were walking there, I was like, all these nice leaves. And, like, you can smell and, like, I felt better for walking 1.5 to 2 blocks in the city. Like, that's not even really out in, nature. I mean, it is, but it's not the same, right?
No, but it's still being outside in the fresh air.
Yeah. And it made a huge difference in my mood because I was fucking miserable. I've been miserable for a few weeks now. I don't know what my deal is. But I was pissy. Pissy. Almost didn't even go. But by the time I walked those 2 blocks, got the fresh air, kicked some leaves, just took a breath without any, thing on my computer screen on my car, or this bell dinging or that, or my phone going off, like just phone in the purse, walking 1.5 blocks, it completely changed my mood.
Until you got to the bar.
30-day thing. Until I got to the bar.
And then somebody...
fucking mouths. For fuck's sake.
But yes, that's a good point about the 30-day photo challenge. So in our last podcast, the fuckery one, whatever that was called, finding fulfillment in the fuckery.
I had a lot of people tell me that was a good one, and I didn't.
Really?
Didn't even share that. So,
no, we didn't.
Hey, shout out to all you people who are following us without us even sharing. That's really cool.
Yeah. And actually, right after we put that out, I had a friend that told me, I think I shared this with you already, that told me that she loves the podcast, always listens to us, but it made her a little bit sad. And it surprised me. But then the more I thought about it, I understood it because we talk about hard stuff. We talk about things that are emotional, they're raw, and we're vulnerable in it. And sometimes we do get upset. I don't want the podcast to just be sad all the time.
Tears all the time.
But when you're talking about the stuff we talk about, then it's emotional. And life is emotional. And it's okay that it's emotional, And I guess that's the point of what we're doing is talking about the things that you don't want to talk about.
Realistically, the raw stuff that everybody kind of hides away and then explodes in their bedroom with nobody else knowing.
Yes, but we recorded that one at my house, and we were sitting in the studio, and you were looking at the photo challenge, some of the pictures from the photo challenge I had done before, and it was like a few years back, and I was finding myself in a difficult place, like mentally, and I was having difficulty seeing the positive in things, so I decided to do a 30-day photo challenge where every day I tried to find some type of picture that I found beautiful. And my hope was that, eventually I would, because I was searching for the beauty in the world around me, that I would start to notice it naturally, and that it would be easier to stay positive. And that absolutely.
That's proven as well. You know what I mean? There's evidence-based things like behind that too.
Yes.
The more you look, what you look for is what you attract into your life, right?
Yes.
So that's a good.
So
that, right?
Yeah. So I wrote a blog post. I don't think
yesterday? 15 hours
yesterday.
Because you sent it to me this morning. It said 15 hours.
It was last night.
How far behind am I?
Yeah. No, it was just last night, but I haven't even shared it yet. And I think I said I don't think I said the website either. It's totaltransformation.life. And if you go to the blog, then you'll see that 15-day photo challenge. You're also going to see the weight loss
15 or 30
stuff
days?
that 30.
30?
Sorry, yeah.
Don't be sorry. Didn't do anything wrong.
The 30-day photo challenge. But then you're also going to see the stuff from the weight loss episode that we're doing right now. You're going to be able to go on to that one and answer the questions that we're talking about too. So just go check that out, and then you can participate. There's a hashtag that goes with it. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. 30 days of beauty, maybe, something like that.
Yeah. I copied and pasted your hashtag into my notes on my phone, so I
cool.
can make sure I have that hashtag.
Yeah. And you don't have to share them, but if you do, that would be awesome. And then it'd be really cool. I'm probably not going to share it every single day, but I will share some of mine. And I had shared in that blog post, I shared the one, it was from a couple of weeks ago. It was right after we recorded that last one. And that weekend I spent a lot of time outside because you had made that comment again, that it seemed like any time I was especially inspired or talked about feeling connected, it had to do with being in nature. So I had gone to a place with my boyfriend in Canada called Cooper Marsh, and it is like a sanctuary, like a wildlife sanctuary. Nice. So the picture that's in there, I actually have some really good pictures, and they're in maybe the fuckery blog, I think. But that one picture that I shared in the 30-day photo challenge, at first I wouldn't think that would be like the best picture, but for some reason I just kept feeling like pulled back to it. So I ended up, time. And there's something about it. There's a willow tree that I really like in it. It's just a pretty picture. But anyway, so join us for that. We're both going to be taking some pictures and then hashtag it. I'm pretty sure it's 30 Days of Beauty. I'll just have to go and check that hashtag out.
So I'm going to say something real quick.
Yeah.
So after that, right?
Yeah.
I know every time you come to me, like, and you're like, oh, I have an idea, or this, something like that. So I check some keywords in my messages. I don't delete messages because I'm just crazy. But
no way.
I pay for a cloud to be bigger because just in case somebody doesn't believe me, look right here back in 2017. But anyways,
oh my gosh.
Which is why I've never switched from stupid iPhones either. But anyways, moving on to the point, I started searching things in messages just to see like how much it did for you. If you look through, I searched idea, for example, as one of the keywords. If you look through your messages with me and you search keywords like that, almost every single time, which is a lot, you were either walking outside or driving and listening to a podcast. And like, there is a lot of times where it's not just our assumption. Like, there's proof in my phone that says you always have ideas outside. Always. Like,
that's really awesome.
A lot of them were prior to this year, you walking or outside by the fire, or one time you were getting wood and you had an idea. There's a lot in there. I'll show them to you later, but there's a lot. Like, you are 100% inspired by nature. 100% nature and some music, but mostly nature. There's a couple of music in there. I was playing around with music in the music room, and I had a thought, or, things like that.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to jump to...
Do we want to let them know we paused it because we had a microphone malfunction? So if it sounds different, that's why?
Yeah, we just had to fix a little bit of microphone trouble. Yeah. I think we got it, though. So let's just recap that first question. Do you believe taking weight loss medication is cheating when it comes to health and fitness? You can go to the website. Yeah. Hard no for Brittany. Definitely no for me as well. But you can go to the website, and we want to hear your answer on that. Let's move to the second question.
And why, too, right? Like, if you're willing to type in there why you feel that way, like, open our minds up to it. Let us know what you think.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, so you can write in there, you can type your answer. So it's either going to be yes or no, but you can also write whatever you want in there. You can also go to the homepage and there's just a contact me, and you can send any kind of thoughts that you have in an email, and we'll definitely talk about that afterwards. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
All right, second question. Would you hesitate to tell people if you were taking weight loss medication out of fear of being judged?
I can see why people would feel that way. Mm-hmm. And when I first started, I was a little uncomfortable letting people know too. Mm-hmm. But then I thought like I was cheating more by not being honest when people were like, what's your secret? Like, do you lie? You know what I mean? No, I don't lie because I can't lie to save my life. Mm-hmm. But the reality of it is like some people do. they'll be like they're not comfortable sharing it because of exactly what we just shared. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
So what do I think? I think that I would be lying if I did not say that I would hesitate to tell people. Mm-hmm. And it kind of ties into that last question that I was telling you about, how it bothered me too. Like, I feel like as a health coach, as somebody who works in the health and fitness space, I feel like I have to live up to a little bit of a higher standard with that stuff. Like, I feel
but
like,
why is it a higher standard to not take medicine, right? Like, if you need
yeah,
it,
and I don't
hard.
necessarily agree with that, but
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's
that's my initial thought on it. My initial thought. Now it's not so much, but at the beginning of this, like, so if you read through the blog, I tell a little bit about my story, right? So I actually go to the same doctor that Brittany went to, and
we have the same primary.
Summer, he had said, so I had my knee replacement in December, and then was immobile for quite a while before it. I have put on more than I usually carry. And to be perfectly honest, I've always gone up and down in weight and always struggled with it. So it's not just the knee replacement, but I was heavier than I had been because I couldn't move the way I normally do. But I also was feeling really frustrated because I was so limited. Like, before, I would just exercise more or burn more. I could focus on intensity. I could focus on all these different things that I just couldn't then. Now I can start to do that again, but I just couldn't. I was the recovery was too hard, and my body could not take those things. So
that poses a question for me to you as a health coach and all of that jazz, because I don't know much about it. Like, I've read research on how HIIT training, like the high intensity training, how while it's very good for you to lose weight and keep your metabolism going, it's extremely bad for your joints, right?
So I don't.
Or does that depend on your body? Like, you know what I mean?
I think some of it depends on your body, and I think you also have to be very smart about the movements.
Gotcha.
Like, it's very important and I always preach this when I taught the classes, like my P90X classes, because there was a lot of jarring movements.
Yes.
Right, and there were a lot of people that were younger, at least 10 years younger than me in the classes, some in their 20s. And so my concern was that a lot of those people would go to my class, and then the next night they'd go to another class, and then they'd go somewhere else, and they were not giving, and they were overdoing it. And I know from experience, because I've done so much in physical fitness for so long, that you can very easily develop overuse injuries if you're not treating your body with the proper, and the rest is just as important.
Yes.
But also your form, how you do all of those movements is very, very important. So it's important that you are working with somebody, if you're doing those things, that's knowledgeable and able to coach you correctly through those movements, because proper form is so important, no matter what. Even if you're not doing HIIT training, if you're just doing
Tom yells at me for form at the gym all the time. He's like, you're just going to hurt your back, and then you're not going to be able to lift anything.
And that's just it. That's just it. Like, you see people that talk about how much weight they can put up on a bench press. Is their back flat on the bench and their feet flat on the floor? So they're not putting their back, or like their back and everything else, and they're actually isolating those chest muscles that they're supposed to with a chest press?
Yeah.
Not very many of them. So, I mean, those things are so important. So the HIIT training is great. There's a lot of, like, the high-intensity interval training. That's what that stands for. And it is really great, but your form is important, and working with somebody who knows what they're doing, and that you're not just doing it without, without any of the knowledge behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So prior to having this injury, and which I am certain is from sporting injuries and overuse, and that's the reason that I was in that situation to begin with.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was hard into sports when I was young, and then I prolonged the longevity of that knee for 13 years before I had to have a replacement, because I was smart about it. But when I was young, I wasn't as smart, and shit happens. You get injured, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I know.
So, but I'm sure some of that is overuse injuries. So I felt like the last 13 years or whatever since my last knee surgery, I really have done a good job of prolonging it. I knew that knee was going to have to be replaced. But I was always smart about it. I got rid of my treadmill because running was terrible for me.
Yep,
And
and you
I
got
would
the
just
elliptical.
and I got the elliptical because that is no impact. But I could still work on the intensity. There are still things that I can do, and now
Just
I can
adjustments.
do. Right. So there
But not
are,
everybody has that knowledge, right? So like somebody like me, I wouldn't know that.
No.
I would just think run.
I would see people like in the gym on ellipticals that are like going 1,000 miles an
Yeah.
hour, right? But you know what would be really good is if you slowed down,
And-
increase your incline,
Yep.
increase your intensity, your resistance, so that you're working harder instead of just running like a freaking maniac.
Yep. Every 10 steps you're getting more burnt calories and more work out than 100 steps at a fast pace. It's kind of like riding a bike, right? Like you change your gears.
Yes, and you wanna be controlled in all of your movements, no
Yes.
matter what type of exercise you're doing, and that transfers to weight loss as well, or weightlifting as well.
Yes.
Right, like your form is so important. So, I don't know where all that conversation started.
It started with question number 2.
Yes.
Would you be uncomfortable
Oh yes. So that's
sharing it and why?
me feeling like I was in this space, this health and fitness space. I feel like there's 2 things happening. There's like this expectation of the way that I look as a health and fitness professional, and then it's probably my own imposter syndrome creeping in, and feeling like, who's going to sign up with me if I don't look the part, right?
Yeah.
Why would you? Why would I go with her?
I can
You know?
see being uncomfortable
Yeah,
about that, but I think
absolutely.
you look extremely healthy. But
Well,
that's my opinion.
I
And
appreciate
like the
that.
imposter syndrome is real. We know that.
Yeah.
We've talked about that multiple times.
Yes.
In
Yeah.
multiple different avenues.
So that kind of covers a couple questions because I know that we are going to be running short on time, so we're probably going to have to condense a little bit. But yes, I would be hesitant. Well, not now. I would not be hesitant to tell people.
And I was at first too, for sure. I was uncomfortable to do it because
you know there's so much judgment.
what's still happening today,
Yeah.
yesterday, and this past weekend. You know what I mean? There's been more than 5 times in the last week that I can count.
Yeah.
And you know, actually, I said to somebody one other time at the salon, somebody there is working out with a trainer and all that jazz, and she's doing phenomenal. I'm so proud of her, but. One of another person's clients said, that's good. And you're doing it the right way too. You're not cheating like everybody else is. And I'm sitting there.
The client said that, or the
The
actual
other client,
fitness
no, the
professional?
clients, a client,
Oh, okay.
Who was overhearing a conversation
Yeah,
said that. And myself and my client have both been on the shot at the time. The client I'm waiting, like I'm doing her nails.
Yeah.
And she looked like she wanted to puke and she was so uncomfortable. And it
Yeah.
took everything I had not to say anything.
Yeah.
And I had actually said to the one person who was doing the client's hair who said that, like, I just want you to know it took everything I had not to fucking say something. Because
Yeah.
everybody who knows me knows I will always say something. But I knew it wasn't the time or the place, so I didn't. But if you said that, you suck. Like, you don't say that stuff to people.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to the next question.
Yes.
Do you think society places more value on doing it the hard way rather than just getting healthy by any means necessary?
Yes, I do. But again, it is a lot harder for me personally to put a shot in my stomach and get over a fear of needles every single week and feel like shit for 3 to 4 days afterwards in order to have my period, so I'm not a miserable shithole mess, than it is for me to go to the gym 3 to 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So for me, it's probably harder to do the shot.
Yep.
And then add the stigma on top of it and the mental attachment to that all the time, and being in the best shape of my life, literally ever, since probably high school, middle school.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't even say I was healthy then, because I drank and smoked cigarettes in high school. You know what I mean? I don't drink anymore, rarely.
Right.
It's just, casual. And I haven't smoked cigarettes in years. So I'm in the best shape of my life, but I am the most uncomfortable being around. Like, I'll hide in big clothes now a lot of times because I'm afraid of what somebody's going to say.
Yeah.
So it's harder.
And I think it's really ironic that our society does place this value on doing it the hard way. But everything in our society moves us towards a life of convenience.
Do it the hard way. And my response to you is just create it on Chat GPT.
I don't even have to get up and check the door anymore because I can look at my camera on my phone and see who's at my front door.
Yeah.
You don't have
I want to answer?
No, you don't have to do anything anymore. Like
It's true.
Yeah, so we have this value on like being hardworking, but we make ourselves lazy.
It's true.
It's totally true.
That specific,
It's
funny
totally
you say that
contradictory to
another client of mine had said something, not at work. I just know her from like professionally. She had said to me in passing about saying how like, do I feel like I'm cheating, taking the shot? And then in the same like conversation, she's like, yeah, I'm not making dinner tonight. I'm not even gonna go get it. I'm gonna DoorDash it. What the fuck? Like, I'm cheating, but you're going to feed your kids fucking McDonald's that you're not even going to have you're driving past McDonald's to go home. What the fuck?
You know, one of the things that I always laughed about was like I would go for a 3-mile walk and then I'd fucking drive around for 10 minutes looking for the closest parking spot to the door when I go shopping, you know?
It's true, and we're all guilty of it, right?
Yeah.
But like if we could just take a step back and not worry about judging other people's choices and worried about ourselves, maybe we'd make better choices for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Like all this technology is hurting us.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
But we love it.
Yeah, I 100% use it. I DoorDash the shit out of Dunkin'
And then we
Donuts.
judge everybody else for not doing things the hard way.
I don't think I do. I don't care.
No,
I suggest it.
no.
I'm like, yeah, totally DoorDash that. I'll give you $5, get me a coffee. I'll pay the tip.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care what you do with your life. It's your life. But the minute you have something to say about mine or somebody else's, then I'm going to care and then I'm going to say something.
Yep.
You know?
So the next
You reap
question.
what you sow.
Yeah, that's true. Next question. If your doctor recommended weight loss medication, would you feel ashamed or embarrassed to consider it? So I'm going to revert to the conversation that I was having before. This past summer, my doctor suggested it. He said, you know, if you haven't been able to lose weight by, he said October, then we can have the weight loss, we can have the discussion.
Conversation.
And I immediately was like,
On edge.
And I was like surprised that he said it, and then I immediately wanted to say, nope, not for me, I'm going to do it myself. But then afterwards, I mean, this was, I don't know, July. I'm still rolling that over in my head now, you know, and I'm still, I think that there's some embarrassment that comes with it, some of the feelings of shame that come with it. There's also for me a fear of certain side effects, like I'm getting older now and I find that there are other things happening in my body as well. And my mother was on it to control diabetes as well. Not the same one as you, but Mounjaro, I think. And she's got a more sensitive stomach than I do, but she was sick all the time. And it was just, I don't want to feel nauseous all the time. I'm also, that part of it.
It's hard.
And then I also feel like I would be scared that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be every day. And then once I went on it, then the weight would come back on. And I know how traumatic it is for your body, for you to yo-yo.
The fluctuation, yeah.
So even because I don't have like an underlying health issue like you do, I feel like even if it takes me longer with this knee recovery and whatever, it might be.
You do have underlying health issues though, like your knee. Right.
Well, I do have.
You're getting to an age in your life where your hormones are starting to change, right?
I do have those things.
Mine 100% regulated my hormones.
But I'm almost to the point, and I do think that I'm starting to hit menopause, but I'm almost to the point that I'm almost a year, going on a year after my knee surgery, and I am able physically to do much more for the first time.
Yeah.
And I feel like the progress is slow, but I feel like it's coming together too. So, and I just feel like this is what I decided to do for me is that next week I'm just about to start another 8 weeks of foundations, and I have one more in my book, and that would take me through December 21st, which is exactly 1 year. I did it
surgery.
December 20th was when I had it last year. So I'm going to give it 8 weeks. So 3 months.
Another 2 months.
2 months. And then see where I'm at in December. And because I do feel like I'm starting to be able to recover from some of those things. and I'm going to really commit to the next 8 weeks and then make a decision in December.
Yeah. There's
So,
nothing wrong
to
with
see
that.
where I'm at.
Try it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I do think I'm starting to hit menopause, which is, again, hormonal. There's
Yeah.
some things changing there. But I'm also able to move easier for the first time in a while. So, I don't know.
Try it and see. It's what's
gonna
right for you.
Put in a little, and that's really it, right?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. The last question that we have on there is one that we already talked about with the whether fitness professionals should disclose. Right, so I'm not even going to go over that one, but really what it comes...
Well, I think we should go over that. I don't think you should have to disclose that as a health professional. Do you have to disclose if you take certain...
blood pressure medicine or whatever?
Anything. Yeah. What supplements you take. You know how many healthcare professionals don't tell you that they take steroids?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be realistic here. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot. I don't know. I think that it's your personal choice, and what works for you is what works for you. I mean... Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, and that's true. And really, I think that the smartest thing that you can do, because it's everybody's choice. Like, it's everybody's individual choice.
Yeah.
And you be an advocate for yourself, know the risks, talk to your doctor, make sure.
Talk to other people who've been on it too,
Yes.
right? Like, one thing I would give any of you who are listening, who are on the shot and have shared it or not shared it or whatever, or choosing to start it, one thing I would definitely say is pay attention to your body and make sure you at least eat something, because it does suppress your appetite, right?
Yeah.
So I will go, like, Tom will have to tell me, my husband will have to tell me, you have to eat something. Like, I've got a bag of beef jerky in my car, just because, like, I will all of a sudden at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night realize I haven't eaten a damn thing all day. Nothing. Absolutely nothing, and I feel fine. And that's not good, and that's not healthy, right? Which is why I stopped taking it for a little while. But then again, like I said, all of a sudden my period stopped coming again. I didn't put weight on. I didn't gain weight back, but my period stopped. My friggin' hair on my face started coming back from the PCOS. Like, I was a moody, miserable fucking bitch. It was everything. All my hormones started to go. And I didn't put a pound on. I actually lost a pound in the month that I didn't take it. I still lost a pound.
Yeah.
And the medicine's worked itself out of me by then, you know what I mean? So it's not like it was still there. And I'm on such a low dose, you know? But my hormones went haywire within 4 weeks. Nuts. But you got to eat. You have to eat and drink fucking a lot of water.
You know... What's interesting when you're just talking about hormones, I was going to say that, like, I do feel like I am starting to come into menopause. I turned 48 this summer, so I've been expecting it, actually, anytime.
You've been talking about it with me for a couple of years now.
I know, and I'm certainly in perimenopause.
That's going to be a good podcast when that comes, too. Yeah. We're going to get to that one.
I'm certainly in perimenopause, but I had never had a hot flash, and I still have not had a hot flash, but my periods have become more irregular.
Yeah.
So I'm always... That's usually not a thing for me. So I feel like that contributes to it. And I was going to say that I didn't feel too much of a hormone fluctuation. Like you say, you were a moody bitch or whatever. I don't feel like I felt like that at all. But I guess when you were just saying that, I was thinking, I have been really, really down.
Like depressed. That's what I mean by moody bitch. Like, I've just been depressed. I didn't even get out of bed till 10 o'clock today. I wake up at 5. I just laid there.
I've been struggling to just...
Get by?
Yeah, to just feel, like, passionate about things and, like...
The drive?
Motivated and just feel connected. And I am starting to feel better. And I think that those other things that we talked about in the last one, that last one, because I was having a rough day that day.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Yeah, and so...
Like what I was having this morning. You just said it this morning.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
True.
Exactly.
But they come and go, right?
They come and go. I do feel like I'm struggling a little bit more with that. And I don't know if hormones maybe play a role in that.
Could.
Some of it is my life in general. Some are just like things are changing in my life, and change can be disruptive. Like there's
it's a
lots
combo
of
things. It always is. And the same thing with weight loss, right? There could be no underlying medical reason as to why you're overweight. But you know what? If you've got 5 kids and you're a single mom and you work 3 jobs and you really can't make a homemade meal every single day because you are just trying to fucking get by, get the fucking shot, take it, feel better about yourself, and rebuild your life. There's no shame in that.
Yes.
There's no shame in that. None. I know multiple single parents out there. I know a single father out there who beats himself up because he's overweight. But he's a CO and he works his ass off 100% of the time, working a ton of overtime so that his kids can go to this college or do this hockey game or do this or do that. Why should this person feel bad if he were to go take a shot when he's literally pouring every little bit of him out into the world and doing, he doesn't have time to go to the gym. Can you make time? Yes, you can always make time. But you know what? If it means I'm sitting down with my kids and eating a freaking pizza for the first time this week and it's Wednesday and I haven't seen them once because I've worked my face off to provide for them and to be able to still lose weight, then I'm going to do it.
Yep.
Rather than go to the gym and not see my kids tonight the first time I've had an opportunity. It's just pick your choice. It's your choice and don't feel like shit about it.
You know, one of the other fears I had that I was going to mention has to do with when you lose weight, you also lose muscle sometimes.
Oh, I've lost so much muscle.
So what I'm afraid of is because of the recovery at my knee surgery, I've already lost so much, like my endurance. Like it's just hard for me to do things that have always been easy for me. So I'm a little nervous to lose more muscle because I think something that I really need to do is focus on building that strength back up. And so I'm a little bit concerned because that is going to happen if you were to take weight loss medicine. That might be a reason why it would be better for me to do it slower because I really like my back and honestly, I was stacking wood, I was cleaning, I was doing all those things, and I couldn't walk for like 2 days afterwards. My hips are catching.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah, like I have got to strengthen my body because I've always been strong and I'm not
strong anymore either. My legs used to be like beefcakes, like not bad, like good, healthy, muscular legs. And they're not anymore. And Tom and I actually just talked about this last week. Like I got to get to the gym and start, like I was sitting on a bench at his basketball game.
Yeah.
And within like 5 minutes, my ass was killing me because I could literally feel myself sitting on my bones because there's nothing there anymore. It's just like a pancake now. Just skin, you know, and it sucks. But the reality of it is now I'm going to have to physically do some of that stuff, but I'm going to be able to do it because I'm not 200 pounds overweight fighting getting the fat off too.
I know some of it is like a catch-22 situation, but I also feel
balance. You got to figure it out.
I'm also like about 10 years older than you or somewhere close to that. And
you're 48, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 39. So 9 years.
Yep. I also feel like being almost 50, like it's changing, it's going to change
your body composition changes.
My body composition changes, and I live on my own in the country, like those type of things. And not that everybody shouldn't worry about these things, but there are things that I'm not going to be able to do that I have to be able to do. And I feel to survive, like to live out there,
maintaining your home, getting stuff shoveled out to get to your fucking car. Like you got a lot to do.
And I just worry about sustaining my lifestyle if I don't. And part of that is just age and how our bodies change at 50. Like my bone density and all of those things, they're all changing because of the point of life I'm at. And so I feel like strength training is just super, super important for me to make the time to do because there's other factors that are coming into play there too.
Yeah, absolutely. If you too, when we do talk to that doctor about all this stuff, I've done some research on, because the shots are kind of not new. They've been around for a long time for diabetics, but as far as other reasons that people are using them, there's some more research going into them. There's a lot of positives coming out of them. And that was from a health professional that I have as a client telling me about the positives that come out of it, like for like heart disease and other stuff. I don't know for sure if there was something about bones, but I feel like there was. I could be incorrect. I'm probably incorrect. But there was a lot of different things where there's now evidence where people, that's why you're like everybody's tested like every couple months and these things are checked. You have full blood panels, all that stuff. And it all gets sent somewhere, I guess, and they look into it. And
that's definitely something we should ask because I talked a little bit with that doctor about like previewing it. And I feel like those were some of the things that are negative side effects, like some of those things that you're talking about. So I think that when we talk to him, which
we should ask.
Yeah, we should definitely ask. We'll go over those questions before. And also, before we wrap it up, I just want to say one more time, like, go on and answer those questions. But also, if you have any questions that you, our listeners, have any questions that you want a doctor to answer about this, then just go right to the homepage and right if you scroll to the bottom, maybe on every page, I can't remember, but it's
There's a
definitely on
contact
that.
section,
There's a
for sure.
contact, and then just a place for you to put your name and to type whatever message you want, because we'd be more than happy to add those into our questions with him, and that should be coming
Absolutely.
up pretty soon too.
Or with us, right? Like if you're somebody who has been on the shop for a while and doesn't really know how to like talk about it, or has some questions, or you're starting or something like that. I've been doing it since October. I've got most of the kinks worked out, right down to telling people to suck it.
And if
when they say something, you know.
And if you've had an experience where people are being that
Tell
way
us.
to you, then share it.
Yeah.
Share it with us.
Yeah. Or
Because-
if you're feeling super ballsy, take our podcast, share our podcast, and share your story
Oh my
at the
God,
beginning.
That'll be
Seriously.
awesome.
Like,
because this is what we
this is
want
the
to do is
point.
we want to bring awareness to this judgment that exists, and we want to say that there is no wrong way to choose your health. Whatever that means for you, it is okay to choose your health and wellness, whatever that means for you.
Absolutely. That'd be cool. That'd be cool if people got on there and like shared this podcast and said, hey, this speaks to me and this is what happened. This is my situation. This is what happened to me, or this is why I didn't take the shot, but I'd like to take it now because this is real.
Yeah.
It's real life shit.
Yeah. And it's not, there is no right or wrong answer. It has to be your decision, and just be as knowledgeable and aware and be an advocate for your health through it.
Absolutely. And pay attention to your body. Listen to your body. No different than if you're out at the gym all the time and you have to listen to your body. Listen to your body while you're on a medication too.
Yep.
It's the same thing. It's just a different tool. It's a different tool. And they're both fucking hard. There's no easy way of losing weight. I don't care who you are. I don't care what pill you're taking. I don't care what shot you're taking. I fucking love chicken wings, and I can't tell you the last time I had a chicken wing because I can't stomach them.
Yeah.
It's true. It affects your life in negative ways as well. It just does. We get pizza, and I can have, ask Tom, like 2 or 3, he's like, you need to eat more than that. I'm like, I can't. I will be sick. I will puke it up tomorrow morning.
Yep.
And I'm on an extremely low dose.
Yep.
It's not easy. No, there's no easy way of losing weight. There just isn't. You got to pick what's better for you. And for me, being able to have my period and not be completely moody all the time, I guess I just won't eat chicken wings. Unfucking fortunately.
And I think that
Now all I can think about is chicken
as a
wings.
society,
With blue cheese and hot sauce. So hot that my mouth's and nose
my
running. I'm going to have some later. It's
as
gonna
a
feel terrible.
society, we just need to acknowledge that obesity or being overweight is just as much of a disease as any other type of disease. And there are a lot of different factors that come into play with it. And it is not just about discipline and hard work. There are a lot of different things that come into it. And we need to remember that. We need to remember that. And we need to stop the fucking judgment.
Absolutely. Put the judgment down. Because regardless of what disease you have, you've done something to contribute to it.
Yep.
I don't care what one it is. I don't care what it is. Lung cancer, this, that, something you have chosen to do in your lifestyle, probably over 90% of the time contributes to it. So,
Yep.
No different than eating chicken wings and Doritos like I did.
Yep. So go to the website,
Answer the
totaltransformation.life, and answer the questions, reach out to us, share the podcast, and we'd love
And
it
tell
if you
us your
share.
stories.
Yeah, share your
I want to
story
hear your
too.
stories so I don't fucking feel so alone. It's not just me, right? It's not just me that's getting the judgment. There's got to be other people. Tell me about it so I don't feel alone. I'm being ballsy and sharing with you, so now you share with me, please.
Yeah.
Even if you just message me.
And
if you don't
I
want to share
would
it
love
publicly.
to hear some points of view of some other fitness professionals out
I
there.
would too, right? Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really love
Even
that.
if you disagree with us, absolutely. We like that. We like to have good conversation and discussion and see other
Well,
people's side.
You and I sit on different sides of the fence here, but I think that we have a common ground and we have the
Absolutely.
same outlook. We just have we don't sit on different sides of the fence. We just have a different decision right now about what's right for us
Yeah, and that's great. I think it's wonderful.
for different reasons. And we've done the research and we've done the work to do a cost-benefit analysis and figure out
And
if
there's
that's
nothing
right.
saying that in a year that we don't both completely feel different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
all right, get
All
on
right.
there. Do your questions.
Yes.
Answer.